Okay, so welcome to The Death of Ashley, the sequel, chapter one. To kind of give you a broad Okay, so to kind of give you a broad overview of where my triangle is headed. This is a wrap, by the way. I know, gorgeous. So I decided to go for tactics of emotional manipulation, which was where I found the tactics in this article. So that's where the article is in my triangle. But basically, the article is called Gender, Interpersonal Orientation, and Manipulation Tactic Used in Close Relationships. Jump right in. Okay, so I'm at my mom's daycare, so you're probably going to hear a lot of background noise, but that's okay. So here's for the lit review. Okay, so people have looked for ways to taxonomize manipulation as like and figure out the strategies of influence for males and females. So obviously, males use more strategies to keep their high status in society, like their dominance, and then females try to compensate for their inferiority in society by using manipulation tactics. Interpersonal orientation is basically the level of sensitivity a person has to social context or cues. So obviously, men are lower in interpersonal orientation because of their high status. You know, it goes to the head; they get all cocky, and then females are higher in interpersonal orientation because they have to compensate for their inferiority. That's how we link manipulation with interpersonal orientation. Okay, so there are six factors slash strategies for emotional manipulation, which are reason, regression, coercion, charm, silent treatment, and debasement. I chose silent treatment going on in the triangle, so um, silent treatment was right here in my first room. So natural selection basically favors those who emotionally manipulate others in order to get what they want. It's just like that's how it is, you know. Survival of the fittest. So the predictions for this study were high interpersonal relation females, presumably powerless, will make the most manipulation attempts. Low emotional interpersonal orientational males, powerful, will make the least attempts because they're powerful. And then high interpersonal orientation males, and low interpersonal orientation females will make about the same amount of attempts. The sliding, killing it. For the methods section, there was 1,678 students to begin with that were all like a psychology major in this university in Australia. So the students were pre-tested using the interpersonal orientational scale, and the mean score was 98.71. Students who scored 106 or above, which is the cutoff for high interpersonal orientation, or scored 93 and below, which was the cutoff for low interpersonal orientation, were asked to participate in the study. So the subjects, which were the participants, or like the people in the study, were split into groups of 2 to 5. They each completed the interpersonal orientation scale a second time, the manipulation tactics English, and a demographic questionnaire. The interpersonal orientation scale and the manipulation tactics index were counterbalanced in order to keep them on their feet, but the demographic questionnaire was always last. So each person was evaluated frequently, and they were asked how much they used each of the 35 manipulation tactics with a known friend. So it was like a two-person thing, which is where the close friends thing comes to play. Okay, so once you figure out the final sample, it would be 14 high interpersonal relational females, 14 low interpersonal relational females, and then 11 high interpersonal orientation So they used a 2 by 2 ANOVA for each of the six tactics to figure out, and the six tactics and total manipulation score to figure out the correlation between interpersonal orientation and gender. Um, see. Sorry. I'm gonna try and edit that out. But I see myself staying up really late today, so I don't see it happening. Whatever. So gender played the largest role in debasement and charm. Specifically, men used it more. Okay. So more people that used manipulation tactics were higher in the interpersonal orientational scale, which went completely against what they were saying. Not completely against, but it went against two of their hypotheses or predictions. And then the interaction for reason failed to reach significance, just like in significance among gender and interpersonal orientation, just like in charm, it was non-significant. The interactions for regression, debasement, silent treatment, coercion, and total manipulation were all significant among the genders differences. So, high interpersonal orientational females tended to report more frequent emotional manipulation tactics. High and low interpersonal orientation males reported slightly lower frequency in manipulation tactics, and then low interpersonal orientation females reported little to no, like the lowest frequency. So basically, what this says is that high interpersonal orientation females manipulate their environment to get what they want, which means they're more comfortable with it, which explains why low interpersonal orientational females reported such small usage of emotional manipulation, because they're not comfortable with it because they don't typically manipulate others. So in females, interpersonal orientation was significantly but negatively correlated with Machiavellianism, and then low interpersonal orientation and high interpersonal orientation responded similar tactics and frequencies in men, and there was no correlation among interpersonal orientation and Machiavellianism in males.